Greetings and salutation, everybody. Welcome to the 232nd episode of Twisted Strands. My name is Jeannie, but you can call me JD, and that's pretty much my name everywhere on the internets. It's JD on Ravelry, JD Huff on Facebook, JD666 on Pinterest, Plurk, oh, I don't use Plurk anymore, sorry, and Twitter, and Instagram. I'm pretty active on Instagram, and also I am on Snapchat as JD Yarn, and JD is spelled Jadee. Okay, so anyway, now that I've got the intro and blathering out of the way, I hope your week and a half went well. Yes, it's been a little bit since I podcasted. Thanks for your patience. This episode is brought to you by Yingling, which is a light, tasty but not disgusting beer. So there you go. Yes, I am having a cold one because it is so hot and gross. And I got a cat. Oh, I got a lovely little girl. Oh. She has a slight ear infection, so I have to care for her. I hope you can hear me all right with the fan going so much. Do you want to go there? Okay, don't mess up my recording studio, which just happens to be my iPad sitting on a thick book about the Donner Party. So, listening to NPR is detrimental to your wallet because people on there can tell a really interesting, compelling tale, and then you want to buy the damn book. It's happened to me twice so far. And I got Trials of the Earth, which is a story, personal story by Mary Hamilton, I believe is her name. Forgive me if I'm wrong. And this isn't book 2, but let me get this out, okay? It's a story of a woman who lived in the turn of the century in the West, and of her trials and triumphs. Not very many triumphs, but she did it. She made it through to the 50s before she passed away. And pretty fascinating, really intelligent woman, wrote a lovely biography, and it was pretty cool. I still haven't finished it, haven't picked it up even. And this one is called, hang on, The Best Land Under Heaven, and this one is about the Donner Party. And Dad and I were watching this, listening to NPR, and I just said, I gotta have this book. So, yeah, you got a cameo. Anyway, I'm doing okay. I've been busy. I've been cat sitting for a friend, so that takes up much of my afternoons. But Gretel's cats are amazing and sweet and adorable, and today was the last day I cared for them, and they actually kind of fought over who got to lay in my lap, which was pretty amusing. Not so when little swat comes out and chases the other cat away from your chest, but, you know, what can you do? Yeah, Cleo, hi. Is her her bowl's empty. You know what I'm going to be doing after this. So, yes, happy Canada Day if you're watching this on July 1st, and happy July 4th if you're watching it on Independence Day for America. I did a really horrible job of painting my nails red, white, and blue, and glitter got everywhere. So, yeah, and then I messed it up by doing chores. What can I say? No wonder my nails are so short. They've been horrible lately. So what have I been doing? I've been absolutely obsessed with cross stitch. And I finished a project, but I think I shall record a floss tube video for that instead of showing you that. So I caught the bug big time again. It happens, you know. And then I've finished a weaving project, which will be shown really soon. Got my whips here. Actually, they're 2 charity whips. It's all charity stuff. Plus, I do have a commission to start working on, which will be so much fun because it is a small toy. So anyway, let me show you what I finished. I finished weaving this really nice shawl. I used 1.5 skeins of Lion Brand Mandala in the orchid colorway, I believe. So 1 skein was used as the warp, and then I continued on to make it part of the weft, which goes across, and I twisted the ends. I also used the technique called hem stitching. So the colors worked beautifully for this. I'm leaning back, that's why you can only see my head and some cobwebs. See? So what I've got to say about the Lion Brand Mandala, it's a bit of a thin worsted. It's machine wash and dryable. Color variations are very attractive, and it worked excellently for weaving. It is plenty strong to be your warp, and works beautifully as weft. And I did not encounter very many knots, and sorry to compare it to something that competes with it, but yeah, it's very comparable to Karen cakes, which are sold only in Michael's. So it's very comparable, but you get a hell of a lot more per skein. I mean, this is 1.5, and that 1.5 balls of mandala, and that I have enough for a hat or a scarf to knit for charity work. I bought them specifically for doing charity, and yeah, the colors are just outstanding. I did encounter a great deal of trouble warping it, but I think it was user error. It's acrylic, it's slippery. I did not take that into account as I was direct warping it onto my 32-inch loom, and I lost a great deal of the blue from the first skein. And that was something I kind of cried about, I think. Sometimes you just gotta cry when something goes so horribly, horribly wrong. And you just wonder, what did you do that caused you to have this happen to you? But all in all, would buy again, would use again for a shawl. It's very soft and pleasant to use. I'm going to wash this now. There is church tomorrow and a prayer shawl blessing, so I gotta get on the horn and make that nice and clean to go to its new home. The rest is whips. I've been working on another prayer shawl. This is the chevron stitch prayer shawl. I'm sorry, it's going to be another week of no notes. And I don't have anything written on paper for me because kind of on the limb, on the fly that I'm doing today. So I've only gotten this far. But I really like the combination of red and dark heathered gray for this. And unfortunately, I've come into a problem that I caused with my stitches. I made a mistake and increased, so there's a difference of about 1.5, 2 inches from start to where I am currently in this project in width. So, yeah. I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to be doing an edging of single crochet around it, so it'll probably look alright and not be too noticeable to the non-crafter. But yeah, it was a huge goof up and I felt so dumb once I figured it out with a friend's help. So anyway, this is going to go to the church for the next prayer shawl blessing, which will be probably in a few months. And I gotta keep my size J or 6. Ooh, sorry, you're getting a lot of my arms today, aren't you? That's going to the church. And another thing, seem to really be into the charity crafting, so don't mind me. What I'm doing right now... Oh shit, this fell off the needle. Oh, fuck. There's your F-bomb. This fell off my needles. Why? Fucker. Anyway. Maybe you didn't hear that. But anyway. I am making the Come Together blanket, which is part of... The original person that came up with the Pussy Hat Project has come up with the idea of having people make up blankets which become 40,000 yards of yarn used that will welcome refugees instead of building a wall as per the POTUS. I don't want to say his name. I did not vote for him. So anyway, this is a 7-inch square, worked on size 8 needles with worsted weight from Stash. And I'm going to make as many as I can to create a 40-inch blanket, or close to. And I'll arrange it in a pretty way. And yes, this is the Come Together blanket, and that's my other. It has to be done by the end of August, I believe, so that's when I will have it done and stitched together, despite the clear problems I've created for myself. Stupid. Seriously. And this is where I mess up a project. When it comes off the needles, even though the yarn is thick and a tiny bit stiff, I never attach it the right way, and I end up changing the direction of the stitch as I work it so that it lies correctly. I know it's a charity product, and shit, dropped a stitch. There we go, got it back, mostly. You know, sometimes life just sucks. You know what I mean. I had several interviews which made me pretty busy. 2 were good, 1 was a waste of my damn time because the person didn't know what he wanted. An administrative assistant is not the same as a project manager, Mr. Marketing guy. Savvy? Alright. As long as you understand that. Rant. You know you want to. Everybody has their own trials in life, and we all need to get through them. Sometimes by picking up a knitting project that you'll never see again and all that. And other times It's by throwing a ball of yarn across the room in anger. So anyway, those are that's my finished object. My 2 whips. I'm going to start the toy for a good friend, Leanne. I have yarn for sale in my stash. And let's go on to stuff and junk. Now, Tour de Fleece. I wouldn't even be mentioning it if it weren't for the beautiful Kina of She's Crafty podcast. She's known as the Limitless Crafter in a lot of places, so if you want to look her up, she's a sweet person, funny as hell. And she reminded me that it's Tour de Fleece, and I haven't touched my spinning wheel in months. Even though all I need to do is turn on the AC in my little crafting den and put on the drive band and go. I haven't, and that's not really a big deal. I've just been obsessed with other crafts, and I admire everybody else's work, but I'm not terribly sure if I can finish or do any spinning for Tour de Fleece. I never promised myself any working on Tour de Fleece, and I'm not sure it's going to start this year, so sorry. But maybe next week I'll have something for you. I don't know. No guarantees. I'd never make it as a used car salesperson. And I can't guarantee that car will start after it comes off the lot. What? Anyway. Yeah, thank you, Kenya, for reminding me of my spinning shortcomings. Oh. Over it. But yeah, I've been sewing, cross-stitching, crocheting the shawl and the blanket, and weaving that shawl. So I've been having fun with crafting and working on finding a job. This past week has not been very eventful. I got a second interview, so fingers crossed, paws crossed. We'll see what happens. What else is there? Yeah, I've been sewing. I haven't finished my skirt that I started yet, but when I do, I will show it to ya. I just have to hem it. Seriously, that's all I have to do. Hem it. Whatever. And oh, what have I been watching? Fargo. And lots of YouTube. Right now, I watch Matt Shea, who is a gamer, Let's Play gamer, Markiplier, who's funny as hell also. He's kind of hunky, and he has this gorgeous, deep voice, Markiplier. And he could be laughing at the dumbest thing, and his laughter just sends me into a laughing fit, too. Does not hurt that he is easy on the eyes. So sexist sometimes, jeez. And Christine of Simply Nail Logical is awesome. I followed her tips to get my nails, but I didn't use the latex barrier that you can put around your nails. So I had a hot mess, and it took me longer to clean up my mess on my fingers than it did to put the stuff on my fingers. I'm a little inept at painting my nails, but I like doing it anyway. And what else have I been? Fargo has eaten up so much of my time. I love it. And it doesn't hurt that I am a fangirl of Ewan McGregor either. He's still hot. Even when he's got a mullet and he's gained a bunch of pounds for the high Cleo. Yeah, she's not a lap cat, except when it's Dad. Right? You're my princess. Oh, speaking of nails, one of my friends is an espionage representative, and she gave me some supernatural nails. Oh, jeez. So that's a bunch of symbols. Isn't that cool? That's a good overall design. And then I got Castiel. Yay, Castiel! Those are my favorite characters. Stop, Cleo. God. Pain in my butt. What is this? Yes, Espionage Cosmetics. There it is. Nice and backwards for you. EspionageCosmetics.com. So there you go. Very cute things. What have I been reading? I've been trying to read Cross Stitch to Die For, I believe, and it's not very good. Doesn't help that I also picked up other books that I know I will enjoy, like American Gods. I've never read it, but I've got it sitting on my night table. And then I have several other novels that I want to read too. But I might ditch that book and not even finish chapter 3 or 4, because the voice of the author is not very compelling. There's no emotion. There's no action that you can see in the book. Wow, I've gone over 21 minutes. Talking your ear off, not saying anything. Anyway, I promised you a review of this piecework. Let's get to it. So, basically, the gist of this is a lot of European stuff, which is not unusual. Mittens from Norway. Albanian slipper socks. Edith Durham. And that's Albanian. Australian crochet designer. Unfortunately, I did not take time to read this issue. I just haven't. I keep going through it and checking it out, but I don't. There is a really cute Mary Maxim design that's printed like that. So overall, it's a lot of accessories, one sweater, gloves, stuff about, oh, here's something from the East Philippines, wild pineapple. And of course the aforementioned Charlotte Bronte and her adventure working as a nanny. And it's about dollhouses, or a dollhouse. You know what I wish they would have in this book? And they haven't had it for a while. And I feel it's lost. Oh, preserving the Shetland knitting belt. I gotta look into that one. Faster knitting, yes please. So, it's okay. I mean, it's not gonna go down as my favorite, but I'm gonna definitely keep it and read it later on when I stop watching PewDiePie. Yeah. Lots of YouTube. Where is my cat? Nowhere to be seen. Anyway. It's an okay. It's okay. I have Knit Scene and Creative Knitting and the latest Simply Knitting to review if you would like. So I can do that for you. I also got the latest issue of Ply, which was about bobbin-driven spinning wheels. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I don't have a wheel like that. I don't have an intention of buying another wheel, except for maybe a small travel wheel, but that is a long way away. But I just don't have an interest in the bobbin-driven wheel, so... Anybody want an issue of Ply? There's a pretty shawl pattern in it. So, let me stop here, and I want you to have a great week. I want to say thank you so much. If you enjoy the show, or even if I made you chuckle or something, click that subscribe button and give a knitter her needles. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Mwah. Blow kiss, and don't forget, whenever you're doing crafts, from the simple to the heirloom crafts, you're making the world a more beautiful place, and for that I thank you. Bye.